Hi guys, welcome back to Swordwind. We are the Charlotte branch of the New York Historical Fencing Association. My name is Eric Lowe, and in this video I'm going to be giving a brief introduction to our series on longsword guards. Before we get into demonstrating guards and the variations thereof, the first thing we need to make clear is that there are variations, and that within the Liechtenauer tradition, especially the early Liechtenauer tradition, there are multiple ways of even thinking about what a guard is. Early KDF is sort of conspicuous for conceiving of the guards primarily as something that your opponent stands in rather than something that you stand in. This is very much in contrast to the Italian tradition of uh, teaching guards as places for you to act from. It may be in contrast to the dominant German pedagogy of the time. There's some indication from later KDF manuals that that may have been the case, but we don't know. Regardless, Liechtenauer primarily speaks about the guards as ways to analyze your opponent's openings. So, for that reason, he talks about them very much in sort of generalizable terms. The taxonomy of guards that Liechtenauer gives is more to shorten your decision loop thinking than to describe a particular precise position. For instance, uh, this and this in an Italian longsword school may very well have been given different names, and there are slightly different things you can do from here as opposed to here. Uh, Liechtenauer, from an offensive standpoint, Liechtenauer would tell you, don't worry about whether you've seen those variations. They're basically the same thing. So I want you to be able to have like a quick decision-making loop in combat to look at your opponent's guard, even if it's from a school you've never seen before, figure out basically where he's open, come up with a plan that's good enough, and execute it. I'm oversimplifying there a little bit, but I hope that makes the point. For that reason, in this video, although I'm going to be showing one particular variation of guards, it's important to remember that within an early Liechtenauer pedagogy, it is recognized and accepted that there are multiple physical positions associated with a given name. So I'm going to be giving the reasons that I teach the guards in the way that I do, but I want to emphasize that one, those are not the only way to hold that guard even within the kind of documented early KDF tradition. Two, they're not the only way that I myself hold those guards in the course of a fight or in the course of drilling. And three, they're not, this is a pedagogical tool to help my students understand what the purpose of a guard is, and once they have understood that, I am totally happy for them to adopt as a different default version of a given guard, whatever it is they prefer, even if it's not kind of the one that we teach beginners as the default or prototypical version of the guard. I hope that that's useful and that we can all keep that in mind for the videos to come. Thank you very much, and enjoy the playlist.